Hi everyone, this is Dr. Shashidhar from Bennett University. In this video tutorial, I will teach you what is meant by blockchain technology and how the blockchain architecture will looks like. Okay, first of all, let me define what is meant by blockchain. Okay, so we know that blockchain is a decentralized network, or we can define blockchain is a distributed ledger. Okay, so here blockchain is a digital public ledger that records the online transactions. So here we can use the blockchain in order to record the online transactions. It means, okay, whenever we are transferring the cryptocurrencies from one wallet to the another wallet, the records will be stored in the blockchain network. So we know that the technology behind the famous cryptocurrency, that is Bitcoin, the blockchain. So there is no Bitcoin without blockchain. The technology behind the Bitcoin network is blockchain network. So which is used to record the transactions whenever there is a transactions from one person to the another person, or one wallet to the another wallet. Here transactions is not only for cryptocurrencies, okay, also whenever we are deploying the smart contracts in the Ethereum or chain code in the Hyperledger. So we need a blockchain, right? Okay, so then why we need blockchain? What it provides? Blockchain ensures the security services like confidentiality, integrity, privacy by encrypting and validating the transaction overall, which provides the security to the transactions that we have stored or recorded in the blockchain. And when a new block is added, okay, so here we can define blockchain. There may be a number of blocks, it will be interconnected with the chain. So what is the chain? The chain is previous hash. Okay, for example, I have three blocks: block 1, block 2 and block 3. Okay, now every block will be having the hash value. Okay, so at the end of the block there may be a hash value. Okay, so that hash value can be connected to the next block, that is block 2. Similarly, the hash value of the block 2 will be connected to block 3, like that. Okay, so here there is a chain with help of the hash. The number of blocks would be connected with help of the chain. The chain will be the hash. Okay, so that is blockchain. Okay, so why we need a chain? Why we need to connect that hash value to the next block? The purpose is, when a new block is added to a block, it is linked to the previous block using cryptographic hash generated from the contents of the previous block. Okay, so this ensures the chain is never broken and that each block is permanently recorded. So here, whenever you are going to use the chain, so it is very difficult and highly impossible to modify the transactions that we have stored in the blockchain. Suppose you are trying to modify a first block. Okay, so if you want to modify the data of the first block, so that will be reflected in all subsequent blocks, because we are going to use the hash link, that is chain. So we can say that the blockchain are immutable ledgers. Yeah, here we have blockchain components. So let me discuss what are the blockchain components. What are the things that are present in the blockchain system? Here, blockchain consists of transactions, decentralized peers, encryption processes, consensus mechanisms, and optional smart contracts. So we know that the Bitcoin network is designed using the blockchain technology. Whenever we are performing the transactions, that is recorded in the blockchain network, as well as whenever you are deploying the smart contracts, that is also a transaction. Okay, so that is about the transaction. The transaction details can be stored securely in the blockchain with the timestamps, particular timestamps, and the blockchain systems will be having decentralized peers. Okay, so we can define blockchain network as a decentralized network. Okay, so here the blockchain is not controlled by any central server. So here all the nodes, blockchain nodes, are independent. They can provide the services as well as they can consume the services. So obviously the decentralized networks, there is no point of failure. So like centralized systems. So here we have a decentralized nodes in the blockchain network. Next component is encryption processes. Okay, so here the blockchain is designed by using the strong encryption mechanisms. Okay, so here we are going to use the digital signatures. Okay, and we are going to use the public key crypto primitives like elliptic curve, digital signature algorithm, and some of the hash functions. So obviously the blockchain will provide the encryption processes in order to secure the network. Next we have consensus mechanisms. Okay, so here in blockchain network, in order to verify the transactions, there is no intermediaries like banks. There is no third party entities. Okay, so here consensus mechanisms will be there. The consensus protocols will be there. So if anything goes wrong in the blockchain network, okay, there may be a node failure or a link failure, or some nodes, blockchain nodes will behave maliciously. At, at that time, the consensus mechanisms will recover. Okay, so the consensus protocol will take the decision. Okay, so here consensus protocols we have proof of work, proof of stake, and BFT, Byzantine fault tolerance, practical Byzantine fault tolerance, and many are there. Okay, so in the upcoming sessions we will discuss all that. Next we have smart contracts. So in case of the Hyperledger, here blockchain means not only for the cryptocurrencies, and here we can write the computer program or a computer protocol in order to perform some functionality later that can be deployed into the blockchain network. That is called smart contract. So smart contract is nothing but the agreement between two or more parties. They are defining some rules, okay, or conditions. So based on that, the program will work that can be deployed in the blockchain, that cannot be immutable in the later stages. Even we can deploy the smart contracts. So these are some components in the blockchain technology. Yeah, so here let me discuss cryptocurrencies. So let me discuss few cryptocurrencies and what are the properties of cryptocurrencies, why cryptocurrencies are so popular, why the peoples are running behind the cryptocurrencies, we will discuss. Okay, so here we have a definition. Cryptocurrency, crypto means secret, currency means money, so that is secret money we can say, or digital currency. Okay, so here the exact definition of cryptocurrency is so which is an internet based medium of exchange which uses cryptographical functions in order to conduct financial transactions, that is cryptocurrencies are digital currencies. Now here we will see why the cryptocurrencies are so popular, because of these properties. Cryptocurrencies are digital. Okay, cryptocurrencies only exist on computers. There are no coins, no notes and denominations. Second property we have, cryptocurrencies are decentralized. Okay, cryptocurrencies don't have a external computer or a central server. They are distributed across a network, okay, among the thousands of computers. So here we can define like networks without a central server are known as decentralized networks. Okay, so cryptocurrencies based on decentralized. And the third property we have P2P, that is peer to peer. Cryptocurrencies are passed from one person to another person online. Users don't deal with each other. So here we are not going to use the third party entities like banks, PayPal or Facebook. They deal with each other directly. So there is a direct interaction between two parties if they want to transfer the cryptocurrencies. Here there is no need of third entities. So we can say that P2P. Okay, so and one more property we have like pseudo anonymous. Okay, so what is mean by anonymity? Anonymity is nothing but the persons or the users who are joining into the network, their identity should not be revealed to others. That is pseudo anonymous. This means that, okay, so whenever you join the Bitcoin network or the blockchain network, okay, so this means that you don't have to give your personal information to purchase the cryptocurrency. Okay, so like there are no rules about who can own the cryptocurrency or use the cryptocurrencies. So the Bitcoin are a blockchain, public blockchains. So anyone can join the network and anyone can purchase the Bitcoins and they can perform the transactions. And the details, user details should not be revealed. Okay, so that is called user anonymity, and even it is untraceability. Okay, so the cryptocurrencies provides the services like unlinkability, untraceability, and anonymity. So this is very important. And next property of the cryptocurrencies is trustless. So here no trusted third parties. So it means that don't have to trust the system for it work. Otherwise, users are in complete control of their money and information at all times. Okay, so because there is no third entities in the cryptocurrencies. So this is also makes popular the cryptocurrency is. Next property we have encrypted. Okay, so the technology we are going to use blockchain obviously. blockchain provides some secure encryption mechanisms. So here each user has a special codes that stop their information from being accessed by others. So there is data confidentiality will be provided by the Bitcoin network or blockchain network. And last property of the digital currencies is global. It means the cryptocurrencies can send all over the world easily, and cryptocurrencies are currencies without borders. So like anyone can purchase the cryptocurrencies, like anyone can join the Bitcoin network and anyone can do the mining, and so it is universal currency. So like the currency is same wherever you want to go. Okay, that's what cryptocurrencies are, currencies without border, anyone can purchase. So there is no religion to purchase. Okay, there is no background to purchase. So like that anyone can spend their money on cryptocurrencies. This is also makes cryptocurrencies are become so popular. Yeah, next we will discuss one of the famous cryptocurrency, that is Bitcoin. Okay, so we know that the Bitcoin is introduced in the year of 2009 by Satoshi Nakamoto. Okay, so when the Bitcoin was introduced, the Bitcoin rate, so it is around 75 rupees. Okay, so in Indian rupees it is 75 rupees. Okay, so now the year is 2020. The value of the cryptocurrency, like Bitcoin, it is almost above 5 lakhs. Okay, because the peoples are believed in cryptocurrencies and they have spent their money on cryptocurrencies. Okay, so now it's become so popular. Okay, so here we'll see what is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency. It is decentralized digital currency without a central bank that can be sent from user to user on the peer-to-peer Bitcoin network without any third parties. In the Bitcoin, the transactions are verified by network nodes through cryptography and recorded in a public digital ledger, that is blockchain. So here we have discussed the definition of Bitcoin. So here Bitcoin is just one of the cryptocurrency, so that can be used blockchain technology in order to record the transaction. Okay, so let me discuss Bitcoin anonymity. So Bitcoin is permissionless. Okay, so Bitcoin network is the public blockchain network, or we can say that permissionless. So here anyone can join the network and they can perform the transactions after purchasing the cryptocurrency like Bitcoin. So here you do not need to set up any account or require any personal information like email, username or password to log into the cryptographic wallet or Bitcoin wallet. So here the public and the private keys no need to be registered to the network. Okay, the wallet can generate them for the users. Okay, so if you want to make a transaction, if you want to initiate a transaction, here we need a addresses, that is public addresses. We will call it as Bitcoin addresses. So this Bitcoin addresses are used for a transaction. Okay, so here not the username or identity we are going to use. So like Bitcoin addresses, like bank account numbers, we are going to use in order to transfer the Bitcoins from one wallet to the another wallet. Okay, so here in this slide you can see that, so there is a sample Bitcoin address. So this is hexadecimal address. So here we have used SHA 256 addresses. Okay, so here Bitcoin address mathematically corresponds to a public key based on ECDSA, that is elliptic curve digital signature algorithm. Okay, this digital signature algorithm used in Bitcoin. Okay, so here each person have many such addresses, each with its own balance. So here difficult to know which person owns what amount. Okay, so here other people cannot know that the account balances, like a Bitcoin wallet balances in the Bitcoin networks, that is confidential. Next we have, let me define some of the cryptocurrencies. Okay, so we have to know some cryptocurrencies other than Bitcoin. Not only the Bitcoin, so there may be a more than thousands of cryptocurrencies are there in today's world. So some of the popular cryptocurrencies other than Bitcoin, like we have Ethereum, Ripple, Litecoin, Tether, Bitcoin Cash, Libra, Binance Coin. So these are some popular cryptocurrencies other than Bitcoin. Okay, so let me discuss what is inside a block. So here we will discuss the architecture of blockchain, how the blockchain will looks like. Okay, so inside the block what it contains. Okay, so let me define what is mean by block, right? Okay, so in a blockchain, so there is a block, the number of blocks it will be connected with the chain, that is blockchain. So what is mean by block? Basically, a block is a bunch of transactions that have been added to the blockchain, right? So in this architecture, you can see that there are three blocks. Okay, block n plus 1, and block n plus 2. Okay, in the blockchain, the block consists of two parts. One is the header part and the body. So header contains some mining statistics. So you can see that in block, the block header is, it consists of number of fields like version, that is version of the blockchain, and Merkle root. Merkle root is nothing but a transaction hash of all the transactions that are present in that block. Okay, so then hash of block n minus 1. So hash of block n minus 1 is nothing but the previous hash. Okay, so we are going to use the previous hash in order to provide the integrity service. So here we are going to use the first block. The first block is n. So here previous hash will be 0. So we are not connected to any previous blocks here. So hash of block n minus 1. So this field will be filled with zeros. That is the previous hash. Then we have one more field like nonce, that is random number. The nonce is required in order to generate the cryptographic puzzle. So the nonce will be helpful in order to do the mining, Bitcoin mining or blockchain mining. So here every block will throws a difficulty challenge, that is difficulty target. In the Bitcoin network, miner has to solve the difficulty target or puzzle in order to add a new block into the blockchain network. So here we have a difficulty target. Then we have a state, in that the balance code and the storage specification will be storing in that state. And after that, the list of transactions. Okay, so this is the body of the blockchain. The upper part is the header of the blockchain. So list of transactions is nothing but all the transaction details we can store in this part. So this is about the block. So the block is a bunch of transactions as well as some header information. The header information will be required in order to construct the new block. It will be helpful in Bitcoin mining or blockchain mining. You can observe that in block n plus 1, so hash of block n, so here the previous hash is connected. So here there is a link, there is a chain. Okay, so block n, the hash of this block n will be connected to block n plus 1. Block n plus 1 hash will be connected to block n plus 2. So like that we are forming a chain so that we can ensure the data integrity. So no one can modify the records. If anybody is trying to modify the records in n, so that will be reflected in n plus 1 as well as n plus 2. So like that the blockchain is very secure, so it stores the transactions, online transactions. Okay, so let me discuss the structure of a block. So I said, okay, a block is a container data structure that contain a series of transactions. Okay, here in Bitcoin, okay, so here we are speaking about Bitcoin blockchain network. So how many transactions we can store and what is the capacity of a block, that we will discuss here. A block may contain more than 500 transactions. So this is the average 500 transactions we can store. The average size of a block is around 1 MB. Okay, so it may be grows up to 8 MB. So the average size is 1 MB. Okay, so the larger blocks may be having different processing transactions. Okay, so here block header. The block consists of two parts. One is block header and block body. In block header, so we have some statistics, metadata. Okay, so the block header consists of previous block hash, mining statistics, which is used to construct the block, and Merkle tree root. Okay, so here you can see that the previous block, every block inherits from the previous block. Okay, so it can be used to avoid the integrity, like we use previous block hash to create the new block hash, so which makes the blockchain tamper proof. Here you can see that, so h0, the hash is connected to h1, so h1 is equal to hash of h0, h2 is equal to hash of h1. So like that we are going to use the previous hash over here. Then we have mining. So let me define the mining. The mining is the mechanism in order to generate the hash. Okay, so here the mechanism needs to be complicated. So here how to make the tamper proof? Here we need to use the Bitcoin mining. We are going to generate a cryptographic puzzle. So what is the composition of cryptographic puzzle? So here h of k is equal to hash of hk minus 1, that is previous hash, that is concatenated with the timestamp, and timestamp is concatenated with the nonce, that is random number. So here there is a cryptographic puzzle. In order to solve that cryptographic puzzle, we need to find a nonce value, one random number. We don't know what it is. Okay, so we are keep on changing the nonce and we are trying to find that nonce so that the equation will becomes to the target value. At that time miner will successfully adds. So that is solving the puzzle in the Bitcoin network. The header contains the also characteristics like timestamp as well as nonce and difficulty. Okay, so then Merkle tree root. Okay, so here you can see the Merkle tree root. The transactions are organized in a Merkle tree structure. The root of the Merkle tree is a verification of all the transactions. So in the lower part you can see that the transactions T1, T2, T3, T4. Okay, so the hash transaction hash of T1. Okay, so this is H00, H01, T2. The transaction hash of T3 is H10. Okay, like that. So these hashes will be connected to the root, that is Merkle root. Now Merkle root is transaction hash of all other transactions. Okay, so we have discussed the hash. Now if you want to see, so the transactions in the Bitcoin, it will looks like this. Okay, so which are anonymous. So only will be having the addresses. Okay, public addresses, hexadecimal addresses, from which account we have transferred and to where, and the timestamp. Okay, and how much bitcoins we have transferred, all the details can be stored in the Bitcoin blockchain. Okay, so in this tutorial we have discussed the blockchain and the blockchain architecture. Okay, so in the next tutorial I'm going to discuss about the blockchain mining. Thanks for watching this video.